welcome in. We are going to be talking about Bill Nye's energy, and he's a scientific person, so I want to talk more logically here than anything. So, the first thing when I look at this chart is I see this, and I see this. Long story short, Bill Nye, you need to be patient with yourself, or be patient while making decisions. I'm sure that when you make decisions in the moment, you're like, crap, why did I just do that? And I'm sure you've learned that over time, though. All right. The next thing that really stood out to me is that you have this head center completely wide open. Now, these are different ways in which you can be inspired or be inspirational. So you can be inspirational or be inspired in a logical way, an abstract way, and in ways that aren't even known yet. So that is something that's really cool. You could find yourself answering questions, or be the person who does have all the knowledge. Now, another thing that I noticed was down here is that you do have your root center undefined, and the head center, the root center, they're both pressure centers. So I'm sure, Bill, that you have felt the physical pressure and the mental pressure of wanting to get things done. But just because there is the pressure there, it doesn't mean that you actually have to partake in whatever's going on. Just because somebody's trying to get you to go faster, it doesn't mean that you need to. Or just because there's a million ideas in your head, it doesn't mean that you need to input on them right now. So I'm sure over time, you've learned a little bit about patience, because I'm sure you've gotten a lot of lessons around patience in your life, because you're meant to be patient. Take your time. Allow your energy to move through and see what it is correct. What is correct for you? Feeling that pressure, both physically and mentally, having this defined, this undefined, it just screams that you need to be patient. Otherwise, you're just going to be like a chicken running around with his head cut off. Okay. We're going to pop into some of the definition here. This is called the sacral center, and this is quite important as well. It's just as important as being patient with yourself to you. This is what really draws people, places, things, and experiences towards you in life. And it's from there that, through that patience, you make decisions as to what you want to partake in. In life, we're conditioned that we should take the first opportunity that comes to us, but this gives us a clear indication with our own energy what it's like to understand if it's correct for you or not. So, one of the things that I noticed right here was that you had the 29. And the 29 is about like going into the abysmal, jumping into the darkness without knowing what's in there. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're using your energy incorrectly, it surely could be a bad thing, because you're just giving your energy and saying yes and being all willy-nilly with your powerful sacral energy. So it's very important that, once again, you take your time, because you have the capability and possibility of saying yes when you should be saying no. All right. Now I'm just going to run over this, and this quite quickly. Your solar plexus, you have quite the particular way in which you express your emotions. You have a consistent way in which you access your willpower. You know which direction, identity, or love is correct for you. You have a particular way in which you externalize things in life, manifest things. And you do have this certain way in which you think and you put things out into the world. So, summarizing all of those together, you are this person who understands what is correct for you. But over time, you will gain that clarity. So it's important because with that clarity, you will be making the correct commitments for the direction in which is correct for you. And the conceptualizations and ideas that you have will be put into the world correctly. But let's go even deeper than that. I want to show you a few different types of things that are going in, a few different things that are going on in your channel or chart. Right here and right here. These two channels are tribal. And tribal channels are really about support, supporting the other. It's all about defending the tribe. So, this here's the channel of mating, and I don't talk about this one too often, but it is a design focused on reproduction. Now, half of this channel here is about friction. Without friction, nothing can move. So friction, some people can think it's bad, but there would be no movement without friction. So friction gets something new started. And that's kind of why it's talking like it's a channel of mating. Yeah, it surely can be something that is completely sexual, but it doesn't have to be. Right here, this is the channel of community, a design of a part seeking a whole. Now, this is really about one being with the whole, like me being a part of the collective or you being a part of the collective. Or it's about the collective making sure that the one is supported. That, the hospitals, the community centers, the police stations, this is where that comes from. So his body is this naturally moving towards or with the tribe, supporting the tribe, creating something new, and having the tribe being supported or the community being supported as to what he responds to. Now, let's move up to these two channels here, because these two channels are both collective. And what's interesting about collective channels is that you will only be inspirational to the tribe, or you'll be inspirational to the individual by being yourself over time, and that's when you'll get that recognition. So let's talk about that a little. Right here, this is the channel of the alpha, for good or bad, the design of leadership. So it's not like this person can say, I'm being the leader. No. Bill Nye has to show in a multitude of spots in his chart that, this is what I do, and I'm going to repeat it over and over and over and over. And this is what is going to be what you see me as the influence of, or what I can be the alpha of. It's like recognized over time, elected over time. Now, up here, once again, if we apply the same methods, it's seen over time, recognized over time. So this is a channel of curiosity, a design of a searcher. Well, this is a very good storyteller, I'm told. So imagine that you are trying to tell a story and you're not invited into being told, and people are most likely not going to listen. So you just need to be recognized for your awesome. And being recognized for your awesome is just you doing you. All right. The last one that we're going to talk about is this here. The channel of charisma, design where thoughts must become deeds. Now, this is also called the channel of being busy. And really, okay, so the 20 is about being in the now, and the 34 is power. So power in the now. Think about that. This type of person is quite aware that they have a mind that doesn't stop. So a design where thoughts must become deeds. So this person already has an open head. On top of this, I bet it is very difficult for Bill to stop thinking. I bet he really wants to put all of those tasks into fruition. And being a manifesting generator, he might skip some steps and become frustrated, needing to come back and do those steps again. This channel here, though, because it does have the channel of being in the now, Bill has this capability of hearing or seeing things in the now that other people just don't hear or see. And the only time it happens is right now, so it's not like you can pre-plan for it. So this is actually where he is going to be empowering. This is how he's going to empower his tribe. This is how he is going to empower his the collective, is through this channel here. This is how he's going to support his tribe. And this is how he's going to share things with the collective. He's going to share his ideas, his stories. He's going to share what he knows through his leadership. Now, if you look above my head, it says the incarnation cross, the left angle cross of duality. And what does that even mean? I'm not going to go into the incarnation cross, but look here. The 34-20, is shining light out into the world. The 34 is here, the 20 is here. It creates a complete channel. Wow, that's rare. And over here on the design side, the 40 and the 37, we have that 40 to the 37 right here. It makes a complete channel. So his shining light out into the world, he's quite well aware of this channel here. And his body is just moving within the tribe, supporting. So that's pretty cool that, there's a channel on each side. And that's about all that I really picked out. Now, his time of birth could really change things throughout the day, but this one here really, really makes sense. If this person was a 5-2, this means that Bill Nye is here to infect the world with his message. And people will see him for the good or bad. and they will see him as a genius and call him out on that. So there's a lot of different things that we could still dig into. Um, he needs to be in a drama-free environment for him to be successful. And the type of people that he needs around him in order to be successful are those who will allow him to research and dig into things and gain the stability and what he needs to gain his stability in before he conditions the collective with his stories. All right, so, you know, Bill Nye is a person who needs to be patient with himself, because as he is moving through his thoughts that must become deeds, that is when he's going to be empowering. And he will get some things started for the tribe so that they will be supported by jumping into the abysmal. He does have a unique way in which he will commit to the tribe, and that is how he will be empowering and become that alpha, that leader, that influencer, as he shares his stories by being the design of a searcher. All right, folks, thank you for listening. And who are we going to do next?